This is the Kazdoy Closet. I'm Kazdoy. That's my closet full of all the stuff that I love. And today, a film that I watched and afterward felt totally confused. I also felt pretty dumb because I couldn't understand the film for the most part. But I will admit that, it's kind of nodding off here and there. It's in French with English subtitles, so you can't nod off. You got to read the thing. So the next day, went back to it, sat down, watched it again, still felt confused, and felt about twice as dumb. But then I watched a documentary about the film, and I didn't feel dumb anymore. Why is that? Let's check it out. Today we're going to look at the third film in this box set, After Dark Neo-Noir Cinema Collection Volume 2 from Imprint. We've already covered all 6 films in Volume 1, and we've done episodes on the first 2 films in this box set. But now we're going to look at film number 3, and that is The Crimson Rivers. This is from the year 2000. It's about an hour, 45 minutes long, in color, in French, with English subtitles. This is about an expert serial killer investigator who comes into the small town to look into some grisly murders. And he's then joined by another younger detective who's in the same small town to look into some gravestones that have been defaced. However, neither detective is prepared for what's really going on in this town. It takes place at a small village in France where it's practically run by this university that's been there forever. The university controls all the electricity for the town, all the water for the town, even has its own hospital, and generations of families have gone through this university, and it seems to hold a lot of secrets as well. Now, the murder victims that they're investigating are missing their hands and missing their eyes. So basically anything that is going to provide DNA evidence, and there's a reason for that. There are some graphic and fairly disturbing images in this film. It reminded me visually of 2 films, Seven and The Silence of the Lambs. It also has a similar mood to those 2 films, with the atmosphere and then the mysterious feeling of the film, the tone of those 2 films as well. It's beautifully shot. The soundtrack is excellent. And there's about 3 big set pieces, too, that are done quite well. The 2 lead actors in The Crimson Rivers are very good. They have good chemistry with each other. These include Jean Reno, who is probably best known for a film called Leon the Professional, or simply The Professional. And he was also in Ronin. I always thought he was French. He was actually born in Morocco, but he was raised in France. His co-star as the younger detective is Vincent Cassel. I wasn't familiar with the name, but once I saw him, I thought, oh yeah, that guy. And he was in Eastern Promises and in Black Swan. Now, the thing is with this film, don't expect a typical serial killer movie. I did mention how the victim's eyes and hands are removed, and you do see that graphically. They're also placed in a fetal position, which is why you see this image here on the cover. But it's more than a serial killer movie. You're never really quite sure what's really happening in this town and among these people. It has that creepy university. It has a very secretive people. They all seem to be hiding something. They're not very forthcoming. Eugenics plays a role. Blood plays a role, hence the title, The Crimson Rivers, and this red shirt. And so while I'm watching it, I'm rewinding it a lot, like I said. What did I miss? I don't quite get that. I think they just explained something, but I still don't get it. And I'm trying to understand it and feeling like, wow, why don't I understand what's going on here? And then I watched the 1-hour documentary that's included on this disc, and I felt a lot better because right away, within the first 2 minutes, the co-star Vincent Cassel says he doesn't understand the film either. So I thought, okay, it wasn't just me. Good. Apparently they did film some flashbacks to explain what's happening better, but then they cut it from the final version of the film. Why'd they do that? I think intentionally, well, they do say intentionally that they don't want to answer everything. They want the audience to leave the film and talk about it with their friends and try to piece it together. And they also said, and by they I mean in the documentary, all the main players, the screenwriter, the novelist whose novel this film is based on, the director, the cinematographer, the main actors, everybody's interviewed in this film. And they say there are many interpretations of the film, and that's part of the charm of the film, at least in their opinion. And the author does show up near the end. There's a whole segment where he explains what's really happening in this film. It's still pretty convoluted, so I wasn't sure how to rate this, so I'm going to go right down the middle, and I'm going to give it 2.5 eyeballs out of 5. I'm good with films that have some ambiguity. I'm okay with that. We might have to work a little bit, but I think I need a little bit more, and more than this film is going to offer me. It's also part of this Neo-Noir box set. Is it Neo-Noir? I don't think I would consider it. I would consider it as much Neo-Noir as those two other films I mentioned. Seven and The Silence of the Lambs are Neo-Noir. So more of a crime thriller or a psychological thriller or a mystery, I would think. But if you're in the mood for something that's really going to be challenging to you, not in an art film kind of way, but in just that not everything is explained to you and you have to kind of interpret it on your own, then this might be right up your alley. So what's on this disc? Like I mentioned, this is part of that box set by Imprint. It's all region disc. There's that hour-long documentary. Then there's a whole lot of other stuff on here. There's 8 little features total in here, ranging from 30 minutes to about 2 minutes on every aspect of the film. There's also the complete storyboards on here, and there is a commentary track, which you can't listen to unless you speak French, because the commentary track is in French. So you'd have to watch the film and then on subtitles watch the commentary as well. I didn't do that. So where can you see The Crimson Rivers? Well, I don't see it streaming anywhere, but you can rent it, I believe, on Amazon. So there we go. So leave a comment or a suggestion down below. Are there any films that you really like or dislike because of their ambiguity and their complication? Let us know. I would like to thank the following people who've left comments since our last episode. These include Tina, Sam, James, and Chris. Thank you so much. Leave a thumbs up. Don't leave a thumbs down. Subscribe would be great. Share this with your friends and neighbors. I would like to welcome our newest subscriber since our last episode. That is the X-Pac 3. Thank you for subscribing. We are 10 away from our next goal. Pleasantly surprised at that. So I think we need 10 more. Last time I looked to hit 525 subscribers. So subscribing is free. Feel free to join us here. Also free is the Letterboxd app. I have a link down below. We're there under the Kazdoy closet. That's where we leave brief written reviews of other things we're watching. We just watched Evil Dead Rise and the new Jennifer Lawrence film No Hard Feelings. Went to the theater for that one. What a concept. And so otherwise, hope you like this episode. And I thank you for watching, as always. And we'll see you next time.